Introduction. What is coronavirus or COVID-19? Coronavirus or COVID-19 is an infection disease that has spread to all parts of the world, including in Malaysia. This virus has affected to our country on the economy, culture, politics, and so on. This also contributes to the rising rate of unemployment in our country. After that, according to the Wikipedia dictionary, unemployment is referred to someone who want a job but cannot get a job. Next, due to the spread of this COVID-19 pandemic, the people in Malaysia have faced structural unemployment, where this unemployment can occur due to change in economic structure. The unemployment rate in Malaysia increased from 3.5% to 5.5% following the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic. Lastly, the increase in unemployment not only affects economic growth, it also closely linked to the welfare of the people and community development. So, the government in Malaysia must help the people in facing this problem as well as reduce the number of unemployed in our country.
Assalamualaikum. My name is NOOR binti Nasir. My ID number student A19A07cc. Today, I would like to talk about my presentation of the cause of unemployment due to COVID-19 in Malaysia. Unemployment is a very important issue for every country. For example, in Malaysia, there are four main causes of the unemployment. Firstly, the increased population which lead the highest unemployment rate. As the number of the people who are looking for job it's more difficult to arrange job for all this high number of the workers. In this situation, the demand for work will be more than the available of competitions. Secondly, there is a global rapid technological change which play a big role in this increased unemployment problem. Many jobs which were handled by hand are being done by different machines and technology nowadays. The new advanced technology replace the low skill or unskilled worker in the different factories. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum and hi. So my name is binti OMAR. Matric number is 19800510. Okay, so for today I will continue with my part, which is the cause of employment. So the cause of employment, which is the lack of education of skill of employment. This happens when the qualification of the person are not sufficient to meet the good job responsibility. Because of that, it can make a challenges to people to apply any job because most of company need to good qualification, education, and good skill of employment. That is cause of rising costs. It can make it hard to company to pay the usual optimum salary for the employee, or even the minimum wage in some cases. Sometimes company need to cut down the budget due to economic crisis, industry decline, company bankrupt, or organization restructuring. So the number of employees is reduced or some positions are cancelled. So it can increase the unemployment rate. Thirdly, because of pandemic COVID-19, the health crisis can have a big impact on unemployment rate in Malaysia. It is because many sectors in economy had a temporary close because of pandemic COVID-19. For example, many affect sectors such as airline company, tourism sector, logistics sector, and other. Lastly is social problem, also cause of employment. For example, marriage breakdown, division, and discrimination of a society, suicide rate, and crime rate, especially among the young people. Okay, so in conclusion, there are different causes of employment around the world. The top causes are increased population, rapid technology change, lack of education or skill, and rising costs. That's all.
Assalamualaikum. My name is FATIH binti SAIPUL ANUAR. Matric number is A19A014. I want to present about impact on unemployment of pandemic COVID-19 on APEC economy in Malaysia. Unemployment is referring to as joblessness occur when people are without work and actively seeking employment. During period of recession, an economy usually experience high unemployment rates. The impact on unemployment resulting from the pandemic COVID-19 is that the mental health of individual is affected. It is common knowledge that many workers in Malaysia have been laid off without any notice. The purpose is to offset the costs that have been accrued by a company. Employees who have been abruptly terminated will experience mental disorder and will face a variety of stress. The increase in criminal case is also an impact on unemployment as a result of the pandemic COVID-19 in Malaysia. It is well known that there are many Malaysians who were laid off during the pandemic. The situation have caused many people in Malaysia to have problems to continue living, and the most of them only depend on one job and do not have a part-time job. This is led to many criminal cases such as snatch, thief and robbery in Malaysia.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is SYAHIRA NAFISYAH binti AZMAN and my matric number is A19A0485. Then, the impact of unemployment is waste of resources efficiency. High unemployment indicates the economy is operating below full capacity and efficiency. High unemployment is not using all of its resources efficiently, specifically labor. When individuals accept employment below their skill level, the economy's efficiency is reduced further. Workers lose skill, which cause a loss of human capital. This will contribute to lower spending and lower output. This is because impact from COVID-19 pandemic. Lastly, living standard of people becoming more declined is impact on employment as a result of the COVID-19 pandemic. Is it no? We cannot buy anything without money. Unemployment will reduce national income. This can make per capita income will be decreased, and consequently, the standard of living of the people decrease due to a decline in purchasing power. In conclusion, the impact of unemployment result from the COVID-19 pandemic are mental health of individuals, increase in criminal case, waste of resources efficiency, and living standard of people becoming more declined. So, we should utilize the medicine education to help control case COVID-19 pandemic.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. First of all, my name is Nafata binti Muhammad and my matric number is A19A0556. So, I will present a suggestion to overcome unemployment in Malaysia. As we can see, COVID-19 has a big impact on the economy, especially on unemployment. As a result of the current situation, many people are losing their jobs and fresh graduates are finding it difficult to find work, contributing to Malaysia's rising unemployment rate. To overcome this situation, the government will take action to control unemployment, and the government can impose an expansionary fiscal policy. Malaysians are naturally experiencing a recession economy, which is why the government must lower tax rates and increase government spending. When this is done, the aggregate spending and the production of output will be increased. The effect of that, demand for workers will increase and unemployment could be reduced. Next, Bank Negara will implement an expansionary monetary policy where Bank Negara will increase money supply and decrease interest rate. It is to have aggregate expenditure, aggregate demand, and national income increase to ensure that a price increase occurs as the economic grows and increase a gross domestic product. If this happens, it could increase full employment and increase employment demand in Malaysia. Therefore, the importance to overcome unemployment in Malaysia is direct control. In order to reduce a frictional unemployment, the government is required to provide information about available jobs in order to help reduce the unemployment rate. Other than that, encourage people to have a new skill required by the job market through the creation of a more training center. It is to put their skills and knowledge to be professional. Next, the government need to revise the education system so that people gain knowledge and a skill compatible with the needs in the job market. Last but not least, the government can also take action to give a loan incentive to small enterprise. It can help people in Malaysia do a job by starting their own business. It can help the unemployment rates be reduced and also help the country to provide job opportunity in a community in Malaysia. That's all for me. Thank you.
Conclusion. In conclusion, the consequences of the COVID-19 pandemic crisis are enormous, this inviting an increasing rate of unemployment to the whole world, especially in Malaysia. According to a study conducted some parties, the most severe effect as a result of this epidemic crisis are those aged 20 until 30 years. This should be concerns by the government. Therefore, think about how to solve this problem because this group that will continue the condition in our country. Lastly, the unemployment case should not happen in this country. So, to curb this from further escalation, the authorities must play a role, especially government of Malaysia.